us as stripper hoes. They been putting us down. They been talking shit about us. So when Snoop Dogg was saying that and shit for hoes and tricks, when they was degrading the black woman, when they was tearing us the down for years. Finally, when black women get up and they decide that they're going to degrade themselves and make the money.
Am I going to get the finish of my point that I was?
That's cap.
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna go right back to what the brother said. Y'all standing too close to the hoes. Most women I thought weren't hoes. Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all say that most of y'all ain't hoes. Y'all are still defending the culture. If a woman decides to be in a rap video, that's her responsibility. If I want to, and that's her discretion. If I want to trick on y'all, if I want to spend my money, you want to put steak inside your phone and let me trick on you, and you don't want to give me no sex at the end of the night, and you give it to somebody else. Why are we not holding women accountable for being hoes, for whole culture to be entertained? On one hand, y'all say don't shame hoes. Then on the other hand, y'all say we entertaining hoes. Y'all got to pick a side. One day you want to be a wife. Next day you want to be a hoe. So y'all are having selective outrage on when you can play a hoe and when you can play a good woman. Because if we're so against hoes, then the women should be the biggest fighters against hoetry by not being hoes. We can't entertain what don't exist.
I stopped dating around the time when I found out that there are women out here who are giving their boyfriends their work checks. And their boyfriends are giving them money out of that check for them to go and spend.
As he should. And if you ask me, that's the correct way to do it. You can't let your woman sit here and work all these hours and then spend all her money on Fashion Nova and Shein. You know these women like to splurge, but you can't give them the opportunity to splurge, so you have to give them at least 20% of the check. And then after that, the money has to go to the bills, because how else would they be paid? See, a lot of women have a problem with this, but it's like, what? How is this a problem? Why do you think pimps exist? It ain't easy. These women don't know what they doing with their money. They like to buy crab legs and seafood every day. Crab broils. Bring the man the money home, and then you get your cut out of it because you're irresponsible. So trust me, baby. Bring me the money. I don't want to see you blow all your money on Fashion Nova, Shein, and crab broils. I don't want you to do that. Please. I don't want to see you fail. I'm your stay-at-home husband. I am your support system. I got you. Just bring me the money.
I just feel like modern women get themselves tied up in a lot of nonsense, in a lot of stuff that really don't actually even matter. You have and that's it. The soft guy era is perfect because, you know, even though it's funny, you see guys that are starting to try to take care of themselves. If a woman ain't going to do it, then who else is going to do it? And that's a serious question. A lot of times men sacrifice a lot of stuff to the detriment of who they are, to the detriment of their self-care, to the detriment of who they could be. Time to start taking yourself seriously. Bars. Really love to see it, man. Men are starting to take care of themselves. They see a job they want to go for. Man, you know what? I ain't put on a suit in a while. And, you know, I ain't put on some jeans in a while, man. I usually wear sweats or I usually wear shorts. And so you see men starting to get back to what they were doing back in the day before they got tied up with a woman, right? You know, going out, like I said, and wearing suits and doing those things, which is, you know, I'm actually appreciative of Anson Belt and Buckle for sponsoring this video today, because, you know, there's been a few times where I've gone out there without a belt, forgot about it, or just the belt didn't really fit. I tried to cut it and all that other stuff. But I specifically like Anson, their stuff, because, you know, it's easy. I'm all about convenience. And I think that's the biggest selling point to me is convenience, and then durability. When I buy this thing, I'm not going to have to continue buying it over and over again. And I think, you know, when I went to go look and see what they had, that was a selling point for me. So I'm grateful for the sponsorship. And I would say, because Anson Belt and Buckle is sponsoring this video today, when you click the link that I have in my description, and also I have a pinned comment, you can also scan the QR code, right? You're going to be able to build a box set where you'll get 2 bonus pieces. You're going to get a buckle and a strap completely free. So you're getting 3 buckles and 3 straps, which, you know, you can mix and match into, I want to say, about 9 unique belt combos. It's all going to be in one box for you. Okay, so this is a deal you're not going to want to miss out on. Click the link today, build your set, and upgrade your belt game and some other stuff too. But yeah, man, I'm really proud of you guys. Keep on doing your thing, man.
People always get this confused. When I say I'm not going to date a broke guy, that doesn't mean that automatically when he has money, that automatically means I want him. Like, I want y'all to understand, money is a prerequisite. Think of it like admission to a university. Your high school grades are the prerequisite to get in, but you still have to hustle and be a right fit and work to get your degree. The same thing goes for relationships. The man has the prerequisite. He has money, sure, but now we gotta see, does he have good character? Is he compatible with me? Are our lifestyles similar? Do we want the same things out of life? Do we have the same values? So yes, money's important to get you in the door, but it's not going to make you pass your exams. And honestly, I'm so tired of people being mad about this because it's the same thing for men when they want a girl that's pretty. Like, she has to be pretty. That's the prerequisite for you to be interested in her. But once she's got her foot in the door, once you're interested enough to pursue her because she's pretty, she still has to have personality. You're not going to want to date her if she doesn't have personality. I've heard so many men say that. I don't just want a pretty girl, she has to have a personality. Exactly. But you wouldn't even look twice at her if she wasn't pretty. Same thing goes for men with money. And not even every girl thinks the way that I think. This is just me. I'm just talking about me. When I say I want a man with money, that doesn't mean I'm just going to date him because he has money. I'm not a gold digger.
My husband worked all day today and now he's out getting us dinner. Yeah.
This is how one-sided and stupid the women were in the comments. Oh my God, look, all the haters, getting mad and jealous because the husband's treating her properly. Look at all these single men. God forbid a man loves his wife. Okay, I want you guys to have that same energy when I tell you this. If a man posted this saying that his wife was working all day and still cooked dinner at home after a long day of work, have that same energy, because I know y'all will lose your shits. You guys will literally blow a head gasket if a man posted something like this. And it's funny because I'm seeing in the video that not only was man's working all day, she was at home. The house looks a bit of a mess, like, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And she didn't do anything. She's sitting there twerking because her man worked all day and she didn't prepare dinner. Oh, she didn't even order dinner. My husband would have been perfectly fine if I ordered dinner and didn't feel like cooking for a day. But he went out and got dinner. Why should he have to do that? Because like I said, if a man posted a video that said, my wife was at work all day and she's still cooking dinner and he's sitting there twerking his ass in front of the camera, y'all would sit there and talk about, may this love never find me. Oh, you hate your wife. Oh, he hates women. Like that. This is the that I talk about. And then women get mad at me for calling it out. Because y'all sound so entitled, stupid, and so selfish about what you think you're entitled to. You guys sit here and act like this, thinking that it's okay. But then it wouldn't be okay if a man posted something like this. Like, what the f are we doing? And y'all are sitting here acting like this is a flex. Like, this is so disrespectful.
Do men have this eternal fear of being used for money?
Ooh, where do I start? Well, maybe it's because that when they do end up becoming successful, they do end up getting used for money. That is their fear. It's not even just that. It's because that modern women have become more career driven. When they end up making money, if not more money than the man, then of course they don't share those resources to the man they end up with. Instead, they still expect the man to take care of them, in a sense, pay all the bills, do all those things. So yes, in a sense, why on earth should a man have to work so hard only to have to give up half of what he has, especially when it comes down to marriages and divorce? It's almost like it doesn't really benefit them. And I know women are sitting there saying, why, and you can't call somebody a gold digger if there's no gold to dig. That it's not about that. It's the simple principle of the fact that you guys are using men for meal tickets and money. Gold digging doesn't necessarily mean that a man has to be rich in order for you to use.
So when I got off of OnlyFans, I had significant debt. I got off of OnlyFans last year, in the beginning of last year. And I owed taxes for the previous year, right? And so now I'm not making that money anymore. And I just want to encourage you guys, because this is actually happening right now to me. I had a letter from the IRS stating that I owed $288,000. And then from the Tax Board of California, I owed.
This is now the backbone of the American economy. And this is the guy who runs it, and it's not good. OnlyFans is by far the most profitable company in America. The company generates $156 million per employee. Compare that with all these other companies that we think of as powerhouses like NVIDIA, the chip maker, or Alphabet, Google, Walt Disney, Walmart. It's not even close. And so just think about the implications. What happens to society when we have an economy?
Here's why starting an OnlyFans was the worst decision I made in my life. I did not realize that I was literally selling parts of my soul, and the money could have never made it worth it. I just wish that someone would have warned me and told me that I was going to be later experiencing PTSD from the trauma and the experiences that I was subjecting myself to on a daily basis. I did not know that I would later need to be in trauma counseling. It brought me into way darker places than I ever could have imagined, and I never want to go back there. I wish I could go back in time to who I was before I started doing all that stuff and just tell myself that the money is not worth it. Keep your happiness. And that's all I want to tell any girl who's thinking about starting an account. I just hope I can save even just one girl.
You don't listen to me! Stop taking the Let's listen to me! This is the place to be heard. Let it out. She never take accountability! Accountability! She never take accountability! She just get going to the phone! We're going to call the cops. It's illegal. Stop going to the phone! I paid the bill! I hear you. I just want to watch the game and have a glass of red wine. It's interrupted, huh? I need a drink and watch in peace. Outside to the bar. What are we looking for? Understanding. And that's something we need to receive. Woman's supposed to be? I'll be. A woman's supposed to be? I'll be. You give me head no more. What she won't do, another woman will. Like for real. Peace, love, comfort, understanding. Peace, love, comfort, understanding. Just want peace, love, understanding, comfort. Stop. No. We're here to survive. And that's only 2 feet. You will live. You'll be paralyzed. Let it out. Who are you hitting? Who are you hitting?
So a woman was saying that money is the prerequisite to get you in the door. A man has to have money. I think a lot of times modern women forget to distinguish what she actually means, or kind of specify. They specify everything else. But when you're talking about money, what do you actually mean? You're actually meaning that the man has to make 6 figures, or does he need to be financially stable? When you talk about a woman being pretty, yeah, it would be nice. It's a nice to have for a woman to be extraordinarily beautiful. It's a nice to have, but it's not a necessity. Is it make or break? No. If she's cute, then yeah, she can get a date. And a lot of times I think a lot of men say, oh man, she's cute, but then she might be, built well, which goes into attractiveness. Oh, she's cute, but then, I like her voice. Oh, also part of attractiveness, I would say. Oh, it seems like she's really nice. Now you're moving kind of away from attractiveness, and you're going into who she is as a person. So she's a cute person. She's nice. I like the way, she handles herself. Those are all things that a man talks about. But I see where you're coming from, but maybe it's not to the extent. Men don't do it to the extent that modern women do. Like, you have to be ultra good looking. A lot of modern women want you to have $250K in the bank before they'll even consider going out with you.
Ma'am, I asked you, why do you need a high value man? You want it because of the lifestyle. And that's fine. Just say, I want a high value lifestyle. I don't want to live like this. I'd rather have more money, more things to do, and I don't make the kind of money to do that. I want somebody to pay for it. I could at least respect that. Do you work?
Yes, I do.
Do you make more than $50,000 a year?
Almost that amount.
Okay. Would you be all right with a man making almost that amount?
No, I wouldn't.
Exactly. Exactly. There you go, gentlemen. Another woman who wants more. This is why I don't talk about regular guys, because even women in her position want men making more than her. 36, and she still wants a man earning more. Ma'am, I get that you want that, but you're shooting outside of your looks league. And men who have high value money don't pick 36-year-olds when they can get 25-year-olds. You don't need a high value man. All you need is a man. But you want a rich man. You don't need one. What would you say you rank on the look scale from 1 to 10? You can't use 7. The laugh, gentlemen? Maybe 6. Exactly. Why would a high value man who can afford 8s, 9s, and 10s get a 36-year-old 6?
Not every high.
Exactly. Exactly. Spoken by the woman who does not even have one, but you said 2 of them want to marry you and you ain't went on a date with them.
God damn.
You think feminism is the reason why men no longer want to pay the tab on dates? Paying for a date is def not red pill ideology, lol. I need you to listen to me very closely. Firstly, yes, I think feminism is the primary contributor as to why men no longer want to pay the tab on dates. Now, why is that? Let's put on our thinking cap for like 2 seconds. Women used to be viewed as property. Women used to be strongly discouraged from entering the workforce. Women weren't even allowed to have bank accounts until like 50 years ago. So those misogynistic forms of oppression that were taking place led to men paying for more things, correct? Like that is objectively where that comes from. You have no argument there. And let's think about what kind of progress we made in the last 50 years. Women can work. Women can work in specific fields. Oh, we should shrink the pay gap. Women are not property. Women are human beings with autonomy that should be respected. So when those misogynistic ideals that led to these men paying for everything are going away, that desire to pay for everything, yes, is going to go away. And if you think that concept is far-fetched, then what is it? You know what I mean? Like, is it social media? Like, really, is that what you're going with? You think social media is what's making men not want to pay for dates? I think the concept of, hey, me and this woman are both human beings, why would I pay to play, is a much more likely concept. And also, partially due to feminist progress, there are many women who want to pay for dates now, and knowing that those women who want to pay for dates are out there, yes, men are going to want to pay. Like, are we not getting this? And as for the paying for the date not being a red pill ideology, it's funny how you just said these things, really. If I were to describe a red pill with like one phrase, it would be extreme gender roles. And what's a gender role? Men paying for the date. And literally, like, have you seen any of these red pill people speak? They absolutely believe in paying for dates. 90% of them believe in providing, okay? They just happen to believe in other stuff that you don't like. It's funny because when you guys look at red pillars, like, you just think of the misogyny and stuff like that, and you think that's all it's about. When in reality, you are much more of a red pillar than you are not.
Chicks like these are more common than you think.
I like men that spend money on me and don't bother me. I don't like men that only spend money on me when they're in my presence. This guy just called me and asked me what I was doing tonight and if I wanted to go out. I don't have an issue with going out tonight. I'm dressed. I'm about to go out with my friends. My issue is he's only gonna spend money on me if he's there. Because he's always just trying to he's always like, are you hungry? Do you need anything? All this stuff. But if I ever say I'm hungry, he wants to pick me up and take me to dinner. Just send me the money. And it's the same thing for tonight. And I know that if he was to come, he would pay for everything and he'd make sure all my friends got home safe and he'd drive us everything. Even the guy that we're going out with, he would take care of him. But it's like, just send me the money and leave me alone.
I don't know if I'm more mad at him, the dude, in this situation, because this chick is ridiculous. Like, unsufferable is like an understatement compared to this entitled ass bimbo. The fact that she says she likes dudes who just give her money but don't need to be there to spend that person's bread. And even at one point she said, I know he would take care of my friends and the guy that's invited. Like, to the guy, if this is real, this is like a Super Saiyan simp, no question. Because why you even do it? And then she's posting this. You gonna tell me he don't follow on social media and see like this? That's just insane. Like, he must be he got bread, obviously, but a lot of Sims do have bread. Dudes need to stop pandering to chicks like this. And it's these chicks that they ingest social media and they don't even chew. They just swallow that whole, and they turn into chicks like this, entitled, delusional. Like, yo, imagine I like dudes who give me money but don't ask to chill or to be there. Like, what kind of world these chicks, like, the delusion is insane. The mirage, however they look at life, it's a mental illness at this point. And this chick just proves that. But to that dude, yo, you are wildin'.
Women want men to be in provide mode. But when we criticize, which is a form of emasculation, a man will retract from provide into protect. And if it's a direct attack, like on your character, you're just like your father. Now he's protecting himself. And that's what brings out the worst in men, when they're protecting themselves, because it overrides their compelling desire to protect others. They're the smallest version of themselves, and they're protecting themselves. And they could shut down, they could withdraw, or they could attack. And women had caused men to attack, and then we think that's who men are. Women cause men to withdraw, and we think, oh, you ghosted me. All these accusations after we've caused it.
If you're in your 20s trying to date, like, we're praying for you. You're living in a horrific day to try to find somebody. I mean, the dating pool is a septic tank. That's what it is. Because what happened some years ago, they created the automobile. People started buying it. Guys came home from war. They bought a car. And rather than going to hang out with a gal, with her parents or at their house or at church, he picked the gal up and he drove her away from everybody who knew her. And he'd take her out to dinner or a movie or to a dance hall. And now because he bought a car and because he spent money and because he got dressed up and because he spent some money for the date, he was expecting something in return. And this put a lot of pressure on young women and put women in a position, unfortunately, of danger. So now what happens is, it's like, well, if you won't do that, then I won't date you, I'll date them. And all of a sudden it creates this competitive environment among young women. And they're really pressured to do things they'd rather not do. Otherwise, they're going to be rejected and they'll get a bad reputation for not being the one who makes the dreams come true for the boy. True or false, ladies? There's a lot of pressure.
Welcome to another edition of Messages from Potential Dates I've Not Yet Met in Real Life. So he began by asking me what I'm looking for. Great question. So I told him, and then I asked him the same thing. So he proceeds to say that he just likes getting to know someone quick. So he proceeds to say that he doesn't want to invest time and energy and then be surprised that the woman's a psycho. He doesn't want power struggles. He doesn't want games. Like, me neither, sir. Okay. But the word psycho is a strong word. So of course, as a therapist, I'm thinking, what does he mean? So I said, you've had a lot of surprise psychos, huh? So then he said, psycho's a strong word. I would say unnecessary nonsense, being extra. Then he asked about Halloween. At which I say, how so? Like, I'm just curious, like, what does being extra mean? Maybe it means posting your messages with potential dates on TikTok. So then I told him what I was doing this weekend. And he goes, I'm not explaining myself over text about the psycho thing. I'd rather talk instead of text. Okay. So then I respond, oh, someone is Mr. Cranky this morning. Sorry, I think I'm funny. I don't care. Because, wow, that was like... Meanwhile, he didn't even ask to actually, like, go on a date or, like, have a phone call or FaceTime yet, like, at all. I would totally be fine with that, but, like, whoa, guy, calm down.
Somebody sent this to me. It's the best tasting candy I've ever had in my life. Now, don't take this the wrong way, because I got some for you, Alex. It's candy that tastes like fried chicken.
Really?
Now,
are you really offering fried chicken
has
candy?
Nothing to do with that.
Yeah, they didn't have any other flavors.
Watermelon. No. Take one out. It's delicious.
You know, you ain't fooling anybody.
What are you talking about?
When I walked in, some of our coworkers were talking about how nasty this was.
Well, who did that?
So you ain't gonna get me. But it does smell like fried chicken.
Could you hurry up? It's 8
I
o'clock.
can't. Well, it's hard to open.
You're like an old man. You can't open plastic. I
know
can't
you're
open
not
plastic.
Oh, it really?
No, it's delish.
That's not what he said.
What? Put it.
I can't commit. Oh, it tastes like chicken. Like literally. Huh.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, it's
That's
8
not
o'clock.
bad. Was that supposed to be gross?
I thought it was disgusting.
Well,
It's 8 o'clock.
And Elise talked about the kind of the similarities. Well, why is it a big deal that a woman wants a man with money? Money is a prerequisite, and then we talk about your character and we get to know who you actually are. It's the same for you guys because y'all want a woman to be pretty. And the argument that I made was directionally correct, yes, but men will take a woman that's cute, right? And there's other things that make up her being beautiful, right? Oh, she's cute. You know, it might not be, you know, somebody that's like a model or something like that, but I don't really need that. Would love to have it, but I don't need it. Modern women get stuck on, I need this. This is my standard. And like, you don't really need that. Yeah, I do. And so they get stuck on that. They never find anybody. And they're wondering why they're still alone. Because you act like you have to have a man making $250K. You really only need a man that's financially stable wherever he is in his life.
I've been working and I've been trying to be a part of my kid's life. I keep telling Miss Huey that I don't want my son to have to go through anything that I went through. She have called me from the school because he's at school acting up. And it's always the same thing. I'm the one getting blamed. Well, he get it from you, stuff like this. If he get it from me, let me correct it. All I asked you to do, she said she was having so much trouble. I asked her to let him come stay with me just for a year, just so she can see herself the difference. Miss Huey don't want to do that. Miss Huey told me, let me call my caseworker and see if I let them come stay with you, will my food stamps and my housing and all that change?
when did I ever
All this is about money when it comes to with Miss Huey. All this is money. She look at the kids as money, as a dollar sign. That's how she see the kids. She used the kids to try to manipulate me to give money. And she can't say that she hasn't. I have sent money and then talk to the kids later and ask them, did they get their money? And they ask me what money. Miss Huey takes the money now that I seen. And she act like she don't.
So are you sending the money to the children directly or to Miss Huey?
They have Cash App cards. I'm sending it to their Cash App card. And Miss Huey have access to all that.
When did you give them the Cash App cards?
No, she ordered the Cash App cards for them.
Okay.
So I can send them money.
When did she order them approximately?
I ordered Cash Cards, I think I was
asking him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's the one right now who's testifying.
I cannot really tell you when she ordered them. I know in 2020 is when I was able to start sending them money directly from me to them. Because they would call me, before then they would call me and ask for things, and I would ask them, how you gonna get it? I'm not down there, and I'm not giving your mama no money, because when I was giving her money, she was giving it to her boyfriend. I don't know what happened between them for him to call me and confide in me everything that was going on in between him and her in their relationship, but he did. That's how I found out that she was giving the money that I was sending to him, and I cut it off.
The men on the flip side don't want a woman that's saying, I don't need you. Ooh, I make my own money, so what do I need you for?
But wait, can I ask you a question?
Hold on.
What is the problem with I don't need you to function in my life, but I do desire you. I do love you. I do want you, but I do not need you to
Oh, SD, what's up, SD? So
you talking that up on the humble, because that's and a lot of times I don't even fall in line with the traditional conversation, but like that's not how that badge gets worn.
Okay, how does
that
it get
badge
worn?
doesn't get worn as I don't need you, but I love you. It's I don't need you because you triggered something in me that validated what I thought about y'all all along.
A woman whose only concern is how much you make, how much you can give her,
and just money, just revolved around money, and not asking you, what are your values, what are your traits, what are your characteristics? If that is something that doesn't concern her and it's only just money, stay away. Stay away. She's broke. She's broke, not only financially, but she's broke emotionally. She's just gonna keep taking and taking and taking and taking until you can't take it anymore. Okay, you're wasting your time. She's not the one that you're supposed to settle with. All right, she's concerned about money. And once you lose, if you ever lose that money, she is gone. Just like that. Just like that. Stay away, my guy.
I was falsely accused of sexual assault, thrown in prison, bailed out on $250,000 bail with no criminal record. I hired a private detective. We learned that this person had done it many times in other states. They drugged me in the bar on camera, multiple eyewitnesses.
Did the person in question go to prison after?
They had zero interest in prosecuting a girl who made the story up, never showed up to court again. I had to fight for 11 months, and then when I was able to prove it with video evidence, they just dismissed me.
There are so many girls that do go through that, and to falsely accuse someone that they didn't do it, and then nothing happens to them. I think that's ridiculous.
Well, the problem is the women that do the false accusing, they really hurt the girls that really were hurt. I'm not going to let one evil person, when there's 100 great people and one bad person, I'm not going to let that person ruin my outlook on life.
I really appreciate this man coming on camera and telling his story, because all too often, even when a man is proven innocent, he has fear of even talking about the situation because there's so many people that will still think that he did something. Men that are falsely accused absolutely have long-lasting consequences. And I'm honestly tired of seeing content out there from women that say otherwise. I think they would like to think that nothing negative happens to a man's life, so you might as well believe the woman as soon as she accuses him. But that's not true. Hence why it is so important why men like this speak up. It is also why all of us, men and women, should absolutely be on board with laws that give consequences to false accusations. Because to not have that, which is the system that we are in right now, there are people becoming victims within our justice system, and that is messed up.
Whether that's a court case, false allegations, custody battle, divorce. He just wants it to be over. He's tired of the stress. He's tired of leaking money. He's tired of sleepless nights. Every man wants the shortcut, but there really isn't one. And I know that's not what you want to hear, and I know that's not what other men want to hear. But here's what I know from living the situation over the last 4.5 years. The system doesn't break you with one blow. It breaks you over time. Rescheduled hearings, continuances, motions that go nowhere, delay after delay after delay. And it drains you emotionally, psychologically, financially. And they're hoping that you make a mistake, right? That's their weapon. They want you exhausted. They want you fed up. So the question shouldn't be, how do I get this over with? The question should be, how do I play the long game without destroying myself, destroying my life any further? And that's what I teach. I teach men how to outlast the system. Because that's what I've had to do. That's what I've lived. And the reality is this, a lot of men don't like that answer, but that's the truth. I teach men how to stay calm, stay balanced, to do the right things in this situation. I don't sell snake oil, I sell truth. So if you're a man in this situation, go to the link in my bio and book a strategy session. I think I got a couple open next week. Link in the bio.
You can't convince someone to love you. Think about it like this. Could a PowerPoint convince you to be thirsty? Probably not. It could say, drinking water is good for you. You'll feel better when you're hydrated. And you'd all be like, I know that. Why are you telling me? But the madmen figured out that seeing someone else drink water will make you thirsty. Do you understand what I'm saying? If the person you like doesn't like you the way you want them to like you, it's a mistake to try to make them like you. The young'uns have a word for this. Simping. I don't know what it means exactly, and I'm afraid to look it up because I've learned that lesson the hard way. But we've all agreed that simping is bad, and the opposite of simping is finding someone else who does want to drink your glass of water. Do you understand? You get someone who doesn't like you the way you want them to like you by convincing other people to like you. This isn't envy I'm trying to invoke. I'm not this guy. It's social proof. All of us are contending with a version of ourselves that live in other people's minds. We look to the opinions of others to shape the version of a person who lives in our head. How other people interact with someone can change how you see that person. So amazingly, the best way to get someone to like you is to move on from trying to get them to like you, which sometimes has the added benefit of making you care less that they don't like you. Anyway, I don't know why I'm the person who has to tell you this. And follow me for more of whatever this is.
Whenever I talk to people who are in a new relationship and they're like, honeymoon period, really falling for the person, I always tell them, I'm like, that all sounds great, but let me know when you've had your first fight. Like, you really don't know what it's made of until you've had your first real fight about something, because all the good stuff, I don't want to say it's easy to find, but it is relatively, it's not scarce. Like, you can find somebody who you have a lot of fun with.
You enjoy being happy? Hey, me too.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you like the thing? I like the thing too. Let's do the thing together. Like, that's not that complicated. What's complicated is when all of her childhood issues come up and get triggered because of the thing that you said, because you've got this blind spot in your life that you haven't dealt with, and then you start really going at it. And it's really the quality, like you said, the rupture and repair, the quality of the fighting, like how communication always breaks down to a certain extent during fights, but it's like, how deeply does it break down? Does it get nasty? Does it get personal? And then similarly, how quickly do you recover from it? And do you recover from it? Or do you hold it against each other? Do you start the scoreboard? It's like, okay, it's 1-0, right? If the scoreboard's there, it's over. It's just a matter of time.
And this is, you look at the court case that Judge Baker was presiding over, and you see the frustration of the man. I'm sending my kids money. They got their own Cash App accounts. They got their own Cash App cards. Why are they not getting the funds that I send them? And that's what modern women do. And I would even say, like, modern women, they try to make it seem like the man is doing so much wrong, but modern women are very crafty. They're very crafty. Oh, well, since you don't want to send the money to me, then just send it to them. And then they go in there, oh, no, mama, you give me that car, I bought you in this world, I can take you out. And all that other nonsense. And the kid is like, well, I'm staying in mama's house. I gotta get mom the money. Mom pulled money off the card. She got it going to her bank account. So all she really have to do, kids might not even know about the money. Because the kids might say, can you send some money? He said, okay, I'm gonna send some money. She might be able to, well, not might, she is able to read their text messages and see when he gonna send the money. He says, money sent. She can, and he was like, oh man, this is a lot of work. Modern women will do it. They'll go through, delete those text messages of money sent, and he'll be like, well, what about the money that I sent you? What money? I've never seen any money hit my Cash App. I just sent, and even though you're taking pictures and stuff like that and screenshotting and sending it, the kids know mama's stealing my money. Mama is stealing that money, but they're not going to say nothing. They might say, mama, daddy said he sent some money. We don't know where it is. And mama might tell you, leave it alone, get out of grown folks' business. But if you press it, then you're liable to get popped in your mouth. You're liable to get a whooping. You're liable to get grounded. So the kids a lot of time leave it alone. But they know, and especially when they grow up, they going to start talking about mama did this and mama did that. That's what these women are doing.
What's the most money a man has ever made that you've dated?
I want to say it's not much. Probably like 50K.
Okay. And that's when you were younger?
Yes.
So why would you be older and get a man who's making 10 times more?
Because I deserve it. I deserve to be happy, and I'm willing to put everything out on the table for my man.
What? How long you watch my program?
I just started like 3 months ago.
What do you mean you deserve anything? First off, what age do you expect this man to be making $500,000?
Well, I really want between the age, probably like 33 to 36. Oh, Lord. 200K is good.
200 is still, what age does a man hit his financial stride?
I thought it's after after 30. I mean, like after 35.
45 to 55. See, the first thing out of your mouth was these men are old. See, you ladies want guys who are millionaires or guys who are making far more money than you look good. Then you want them to be young just because you personality-wise are nice. You're an average woman. You're average, okay? No offense, you're average.
Okay.
But you don't want to work. I got to say, for my men out here, how do you deserve anybody's money?
If I'm going to pay for my own dinner, I'm going to eat it alone. I would much rather eat my dinner by myself. The fact that I'm allowing him to be in my presence, if I go to dinner with a man, I expect for him to pay for my dinner for me.
Allowing him to be in your presence. And for a lot of men, they don't mind paying for dinners once in a while. It's this type of attitude that they have a problem with. Because when you think, oh, I'm allowing him to be in my presence, that already puts you above him. Like you're the prize or something, that he has to win you, that he has to earn you. And the majority of men don't want to be in relationships like that. They want to be in happy, loving, reciprocal relationships. Not someone that they constantly feel like he has to buy or earn. And most men would rather be single than deal with this type of attitude.
Here are the 6 signs of a top tier man. Are y'all ready? Let's get into it, family. Number 1, he's disciplined. And I mean disciplined in all areas. Number 2, secure within himself, without the crutches. Crutches being money, status, or looks. This type of man's security is built on him as a person, without the money and the status. This man still had a rotation. Although he's built an empire for himself, the empire doesn't make him. He made the empire. Number 3, morals, character, and integrity. A man of God. A man who lives by a certain code. A man who holds himself accountable and who's considerate. A man of his word. Number 4, relentless ambition. Man who's resilient, not afraid of taking risks. He does not let failure stop him. Instead failures and losses, this type of man uses that as fuel. Fuel to motivate him to go even harder. Number 5, a humble confidence. Confidence to know exactly who he is and know his worth. Humble enough to know that there's always another level. Coachable, knowing that there's always an area to improve. Number 6, a good leader. A man who leads his own life well, uses wisdom, and demonstrates the capacity and the ability to lead another life well.
You want to know the real reason she chose him over you? It's not what your friends are telling you. It wasn't his height. It wasn't his money. It wasn't his car. It was that he didn't need her. He had a full life before her, during her, and after her. You made her your world. He made her part of his. Women don't fall for men who orbit them. They fall for men they have to orbit a little themselves. If you're a man who is tired of watching women pick men who value them less than you would, DM me. You don't need to be worse. You need to be fuller.
What if I told you I dated a man for 3 years who was $50,000 in credit card debt? What if I told you that's the same man that's my boyfriend today of 4 years, now has more money to his name than I've ever seen in my entire life? When I met him, I think he was on his 3rd startup idea, and over the years of us dating, I think he hit like 6 or 7. I was genuinely not concerned for one day out here because this man had so much ridiculous and delusional belief in himself that I genuinely could not see a possibility where he doesn't figure it out. 100% of the friends and family in my life deeply discouraged this relationship. Not in a superficial way because we were going to be broke for the rest of our lives, but because they knew I was deeply uninterested in being anyone's sugar mommy. And still today, I will say this, during every single year of our relationship, I was not confused for 1 second about the person that I was with. Because I've always held on to this belief, if you're willing to trying, if you're willing to do whatever it takes to achieve your goal, failure is impossible. And the reason why I knew that he was that person, because I had never in my entire life, up until the moment that I had met him, was willing to sacrifice anything and everything to achieve their dreams and actually wanted something more badly than I wanted it. And the best part of this relationship is no matter how high he soars, no matter how much money he makes, he'll know that I was willing to stand by him and support him when he had nothing. I was never here for the money, I was always here for him. I just don't think that level of loyalty and trust and support can ever be replaced by anyone else, which truly makes our bond extraordinary. And especially because he works to support me at that same level every single day, which is the exact kind of extraordinary love I think I was looking for my entire life.
If you are struggling with your husband in any way, you're struggling with seeing him make the money that you know that he could be making and should be making, you are struggling with seeing his healthy masculinity and leading and having a vision, I'm about to share something with you that you are probably not going to want to hear, but it will absolutely change your life and change your marriage. I don't care how irritated you are with the circumstance with your husband. Watch your mouth. When the Bible says that life is in the power of your tongue, I need you to run with that life. I am telling y'all, when my husband came into my life, this man was not making six figures when he got married to me, and I understood the power of my tongue. He was making that effortlessly. That's just one of the examples. When it comes to leadership, when it comes to building a vision, when it comes to seeing what you want to see out of your husband, there is a way that you can speak to the seed that is already within. Let me be very clear. I am talking to women that did not choose, y'all know. You know, you chose a decent man, okay? We're not talking about trying to make a frog into a king. We're talking about someone that is decent, that loves the Lord, that has a seed already within him, and you can see where God is trying to take him. You water that with your words. And until you grow up and understand that marriage is a grown woman's game, it's not no little girl pit pat. Oh, you ain't what I thought you was gonna be. It's not one of them. Once you understand you are a grown woman, step into your position, daughter of God, you will see your husband be exactly who God intended him.
What does a submissive woman do for her man?
Everything.
What does that mean?
You know, like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And like, I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, I was like, oh, how are you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. And I've been known to love people back to health. And sometimes it's very draining, but my love is my superpower. And I used to hate that about myself. But now it's like, I'm just embracing it. Like, that's who I am. Like, if I love you, I can heal you.
It's your joy.
It is my joy. You know, I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest, you know? So know what that means. And that works for us because he wants what I have to offer.
What are you getting from all that you're giving? What are you asking for in return?
Kevin Samuels continues to say what a lot of men are thinking. How can you say you deserve my money? And you like, I deserve it because, and this is what modern women do. Modern women are like, you know, they think they deserve respect because they've been in the game a long time. And that's it. It'd be one thing, like say for instance, Udonis Haslem. He really wasn't ever that great of a player, but a lot of people say he was really good in the locker room. He was really good for morale. So they're not really bringing me in because I'm really that great of a player. They're bringing me in for energy. When you watched a lot of the games that UD was in, he wasn't really going off for 20, you know, maybe every so often, but he was a real solid dude. And you know, he had the energy of an old head, of an OG. Well, you know, we keep him around because that's what we need. And so he didn't really get paid all that much for that, but he didn't get paid. Modern women want the pay and the treatment of a superstar. And they're not even an OG. They're not even somebody that brings energy to the relationship. They're somebody that comes into the relationship and takes away from it. That complains about not getting the ball all the time. But then when you give them the ball, just so they stop crying, go ahead and pass them the ball. And they brick every single one. They want to shoot from half court. They want to always take the game-winning shot when they can't even make it from underneath the basket. That's what modern women are. Always crying about what they deserve. You don't deserve anything. You haven't proven to deserve anything.